Hey, what's up? What's going on? I hope you are having a terrific day. You've had a terrific day, or you're entering into a terrific day, depending on what time you decide to sit down and catch this 5 minutes. Hey, look, I am Suzanne Stroud. I am no relationship guru, but what I do know, I will share. And from time to time, I will take a moment and share some transparent moments with you. Those of you who are married, those of you who are in relationships, at any rate, I'm just talking about how to just let some things go in our relationship. So most of the time when I speak on this, I'm speaking from the standpoint of being married, but you can also apply this to your relationships, because you know what, relationships are relationships. We just interact differently um, depending on the title of the relationship. So hey, so today it seems like I've been freeing the men up a lot lately in some of my videos, or in the last few videos. So today I'm just like, you know what, ladies, let's just let it go. Let's stop dumping on them. You know, we are emotional creatures. We feel all the time. We think all the time. We're always trying to fix this. We're trying to solve this, and our minds are always going. And men are just not like that. Men, um, they're compartmentalized thinkers. So when you want to have a conversation with your man, excuse me, when you want to have a conversation, don't try to have a conversation like you would have with your girlfriend, like you just talking about all these different things. You can run from this conversation to the next conversation to the next conversation, then jump over there and do something else. Like, men aren't like that. They are, they're focused beings. You got to look them in the eye. You got to be explicit and be precise with what it is that you want to tell them, or what you're asking them to do, if you want it to be done right. If you want it to be done half cocked, then walk around the room, go in another room, just give them a piece of information and you'll get a piece of completion. You hear what I'm saying? So like today I'm going to share, so a couple of weeks ago, I was having an emotional moment, and I was saying, well, you know what? I don't want to keep this to myself. I think I should share how I'm feeling with my husband. So I went to him. First of all, I caught him at a moment where he was like 5 minutes from walking out the door. And I caught him at this moment and I shared with him how I was feeling. And he just kind of looked at me, he gave me a sympathetic look. And, he just kind of just looked at me and just gave me the kiss. And then he went on to work. And I was left and I was like, well, dang, is that it? Like, really? I just opened up and you had nothing? And so then I tried to stew about it for a minute. Then I had to process. First of all, I waited for a moment. Because sometimes we'll try to test men. We'll try to do things at a certain time just to see if they get a certain response. So it proves to us that they feel how we think that they should feel about us. That's not fair to them, because then we get all caught up in our emotions. And then if we let it go on, then next thing you know, we're mad at them. And then there's an argument. And then he is clueless. He has no idea why you are upset at him. So I had to process that and I had to think about that. And I'm like, you know what? Look, you had like a couple of hours before that moment to share with him, what you were thinking or what you were feeling. And you waited until this prime moment. So you're feeling the way you're feeling because it's actually your fault for waiting. So sometimes we don't want to take responsibility. And this could go the other way. Guys, you could do this to your women as well. But because we are emotional creatures, we tend to do it more. So ladies, let me help you understand something. So men are problem solvers. They're just designed to solve the problems. And so when we come to them with things that they can't fix, okay, so if my tire was flat, I don't care if my husband was running wherever. He was 5 minutes late to work. He would have got down there and he would have fixed my tire and he would have got me on my way. When they can fix something, they are on it. They're ready to be our heroes. They're puffed up and they're strong and they're like, I did this for my woman. But when they can't solve the problem, they kind of steer clear of it. Not because they don't care about it. It's because they know that solving the problem would make us happy. And if they don't know how to make us happy, they'll step back until they can try to figure something out or do something that does. They're not going to always solve every problem and every emotion that we come up with. So we gotta free them of that. So don't put that much of a burden on your husband or on your spouse, your mate, your boyfriend, your girlfriend. And then the other thing is, we can think of all kinds of reasons. If we come up with a problem, if there's something going on that needs to be solved, we'll be sitting and try to figure it out. We'll rationalize it and this is that and the other. Most men aren't like that. They're not going to spend time on something they absolutely know they can't fix. And that's our emotions, because we're all over the place. They never know. I could smell coffee and it will change my mood. That's how we are, ladies. Something will hit us, something will hit our senses, and all of a sudden we're all over the place. They can't deal with that. So they don't even try to figure out our emotions until we can sit down and have a concise, clear and concise conversation with them about what's going on with us. They can't begin to fix it. So here's the thing. Don't try to catch your spouse, your husband, your wife, whoever, because like I said, you can kind of change this, but for me, I'm talking about my husband. Don't try to catch them when they're in a moment where they're focused on something else, and then you want to try to test and see if um, you got the power. You got the power to kind of make them divert their attention to you. Don't do that. It will only irritate them. It will frustrate the hell out of you. And then secondly, don't expect him to spend a whole lot of time on problems that he can't solve. Sit down and try to work through some things yourself, and then you can come to him with the problem, your partial solution, and then he can try to help with that. So hopefully you have found this tip to be very, very helpful. Share in the comments, and please definitely share with your friends. Like I said, I am no relationship guru, but what I do know, I will share. Thank you, and you have a fantastic day.